The use of doorbell cameras to keep an eye on shady activities outside your door has grown immensely in popularity. They let you see what people are doing right outside your home and have helped avoid many potentially dangerous situations over the years. But if someone creepy decides to walk over to your home one day, the footage can get pretty disturbing. Residents of a Los Angeles neighborhood were startled awake on a fall night in November 2019 by the sounds of a lady screaming for help. When one homeowner went outside to investigate, her doorbell camera activated and began to record what was happening. The unidentified woman screams and begs for assistance in the video. The homeowner is shocked by what is happening and just watches in dread. What's particularly unsettling is that a man's voice that appears to be saying, "I'm sorry," can be heard just below the sounds of the woman screaming. Then, in front of the porch of the homeowner, a white car accelerates away down the street. An inquiry by the police revealed that the white automobile that left the area was exactly where the sounds were coming from, and they suspected the camera had captured a kidnapping in progress. However, the most horrifying details were revealed sometime later. Although there were reports of missing people in that region to the Los Angeles Police Department, none of them could be positively identified as the abducted woman. A few days later, authorities announced that the incident did not appear to be a hoax. The news reported on November 29, 2019, that authorities had still not located the woman. There haven't been any further developments in the case as of 2020. The Virginian county of Henrico is not very large, and the town of Glen Allen within it is even smaller. Even though it's usually peaceful there, an incident in August 2018 left locals puzzled and understandably frightened. One morning, something weird was discovered on the porches of several Glen Allen houses. In front of several homes, vintage, boxy tube TVs magically appeared. Glen Allen neighbors found the gifts disturbing, even though this might be a blessing for those wanting to play some Super Mario Bros. Or even plug up the old VCR. Anyway, these TVs were left on porches in a total of more than 20 houses. The same thing happened again in August of the following year, 2019, and things became extremely bizarre. This time, some locals managed to catch the offender on their doorbell cameras. Several homeowners heard the unidentified person gently leaving more TVs on porches while wearing a mask shaped like an old TV. More than 50 were delivered this time. The individual started going by the name TV Santa Claus. In this video, you can see the person is seen coming calmly onto the porch, dropping the TV, momentarily glancing in the direction of the doorbell camera, and then walking away. The person is also wearing what looks to be a mechanic's jumpsuit. Creepy as it may be, we gotta give this guy props for his dedication. This next video is about a popular phenomenon known as the Florida Man phenomenon. What will you do if someone shows up at your door wearing a bulletproof jacket? But before we get to the next video, did you know that the Ring doorbell camera was invented by Jamie Siminoff in 2012 and originally called the product the Doorbot? The product was later rebranded to Ring Camera years later. You may be aware of the Florida Man phenomenon, which is a meme created from newspaper headlines anytime a man from Florida commits an odd crime, giving the state the reputation of having citizens who just love to participate in odd activities. The term Florida Man is occasionally even used to describe a made-up superhero who is the main character of all Florida Man reports. A really unsettling Florida incident happened when a man was found in Boca Raton, Florida in September 2018. In the doorbell footage, the man was seen staggering to a front door while wearing only khaki pants, a bulletproof jacket, and the doorbell camera. The man appeared drunk and was also carrying a semi-automatic gun. The homeowner, Tom Derrico, wasn't home that evening, but his wife and kids were. Derrico's family hid inside the house in fear as the man continued to ring their doorbell. 20 minutes later, police showed up, but by that time the armed man had vanished. But it didn't take long to find him. He lived next door to the family. It turns out that the daughter of the assailant had been living with the family ever since she admitted to them that she feared her own father. It's unclear exactly what he intended to do if someone answered the door, but it probably wasn't anything positive. Termites, fires, floods, flooding, and even break-ins are all common concerns for homeowners. Most people would call 911 and use home defense under similar circumstances, but in an attempted break-in that occurred in Fresno, California in 2018, the crime was so bizarre that it truly shocked the homeowner. What's more is that the homeowner herself was a former police officer. A highly agitated woman was seen on the doorbell camera of the homeowner. She paces back and forth, impatient, and knocks on the door, pleading to be allowed inside. The woman eventually smashes a window by the door with her shoulder, rips the screen off the shattered glass, and starts to crawl inside, which is probably the most bizarre part. The homeowner yells that she is armed and ready to fire from inside. Confused, the woman outside asks, "Why? What's happening?" The woman, who was later identified as a first-grade teacher, was confronted by police when she claimed that the person inside the house was her friend. But the situation only became spookier from there. The next day, a man in what appeared to be a police uniform, but was actually a police chaplain, arrived at the residence and said that the invader was his daughter. The homeowner was a retired police officer, so she was aware that this was against protocol and believed the man was intimidating her. An investigation was then opened of the whole situation, but no details about what actually happened have been disclosed. If you think these videos have been creepy, just wait until you watch our last video. A horrifying event that happened in Montgomery, Texas. Keep watching to find out just how creepy this video is, but don't say we didn't warn you. A YouTuber by the name of Shannon Wood shared a horrifying video that was recorded by her doorbell back in 2016. The device's motion sensors detected movement, even though no one rang the bell, and they captured the entire bizarre episode. Late at night, a shirtless man enters the porch of the house, casually approaching and stretching out to press the doorbell, but he never does. The residents were able to watch the visitor from different perspectives and confirmed that he never rang the bell or knocked on the door, as stated in the video's description. In reality, he simply pretended to. But then it gets even stranger. The stranger starts off by acting as though he is speaking to someone, but in reality, he is only talking to himself. At one moment, he looks behind him, and this makes it seem like someone is actually behind him. A car is actually parked nearby. After that, he asks absolutely nobody. Matt lives here. He then replies to himself, "Okay, sorry about that." He gives a brief wave before continuing to apologize before leaving. The man behind him then says, "No one called Matt lives there," which you can hear if you listen real close.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
The strange guy then gets into the car with the driver, and the two drive off. The person who posted the video thinks the man faked a discussion because he was being compelled to do something he didn't want to. Everyone likes to believe they would help out a total stranger. But what happens if you have a stranger knock on your door asking for help? While these occurrences typically cause us to get alarmed because they can occasionally turn bad, a lot of people claim they would be prepared to assist strangers if nothing spooky was happening. Unfortunately, when a woman rang a homeowner's doorbell at 3:30 in the morning in Montgomery, Texas in August 2018, weird stuff was pretty much all that was going on. The woman appears to be in discomfort in the video, and wrist shackles of some kind are seen. The woman is silent in the brief video, but according to reports, she rang many other doorbells around the area as well. The woman in the video was not immediately recognized by investigators, but according to the locals, she did resemble a missing person in the area. The woman identified herself and described what had happened the next month, but it didn't make the situation any less ominous. According to reports, the woman revealed how her boyfriend had tied her up and sexually assaulted her. She succeeded in getting away and tried to get help by ringing every doorbell she could locate, but she eventually had to go back to her house. But the news isn't all negative. She was able to escape once more and travel to her family's house by car. A few days later, her crazy boyfriend committed suicide. We hope you're not too spooked out by all that disturbing footage. Give this video a huge thumbs up before you leave, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. See you soon.